So when ECPC announced this keyboard, there was actually a lot of hype about it in the market. Because of its competitive price point, just coming around at 2,200 pesos, what you get are Gateron blacks, double shot keycaps, and as well as RGB lighting. A few days ago, they finally released it, but the question remains, did it live up to its expectations? Well, you're about to find out. So for the benefit of you guys, I will divide this review into 7 sections, which is basically the build quality, the keycaps, the switches, extras, conclusion, and lighting effects. I actually decided to review the lighting effects last because it would take up a lot of time, so I decided to make the essentials go first. First off, the build quality. For starters, the build quality is great, with little to no signs of flex. It has an aluminum finish at the front, but the drawback here is that the rest of the casing is made out of glossy plastic. Plastics of this kind tend to be more prone to dust and fingerprint. In between the plastic and aluminum, you have a silver aluminum to separate the both of them. You have 4 rubber feet to keep it from slipping, as well as 2 flip-out feet to get a little bit of angle when typing. Another one they found bothering is this big chunk of plastic on top of the arrow keys. It would have been great if they just printed or engraved the logo on the aluminum finish, but I'm thinking they did that on purpose to cut down on cost. At the top, you also have a slot for a mini USB connector. Going on with the keycaps, it has double shot ABS keycaps, which means that the text will never fade away except for the legends because they are all pad printed. The fonts on the keycap are quite aggressive. It is themed for gamers, which in my opinion I don't like because I'd rather have a more minimal font. But it doesn't bother me that much because I don't look at my keyboard when I type anyway. I also understand that they did this because it is targeted towards gamers, so they are keeping the gamery aesthetics present. The biggest selling point of this keyboard is the Gateron blacks. This is probably the best choice of the Cherry MX clones out there because some people might even say that they are superior to the original Cherry MX keys. I would say some because the choice of key switches are very subjective. It is not a uniform answer. Basically, you have a Gateron blacks with 50 grams of actuation force and is good up to 55 million clicks. It features full anti-ghosting and key rollover, but since they did not include a USB to PS2 adapter, it would only register up to 6 keys at the same time. When they announced and launched this keyboard, they advertised the switches to be silent and tactile. But let me just clarify this. This is not a tactile switch. I know for a fact that this is a linear switch because tactile switches would be brown and blue. And as I type on this keyboard, I wouldn't even feel a tactile bump. They also include a keycap puller, which is really useful to have. You also get a USB to mini USB connector for the keyboard along with a Rakk Velcro strap. Lastly, you have a quick start guide which contains all of the details in regards to the keyboard. But I must say that not quite all of them are accurate. I will get to this later on. So to finish this review, I'll summarize my thoughts. When ECPC announced this, there are some things that aren't true. Number 1 is that this isn't a 16.8 million color backlight. It is capable of 7. The 7 basic colors, but no way can this reach up to 16.8 million. Even Corsair can't reach that much if we're being honest. Another thing is that the switch they advertised is tactile, but no, it is linear. This is a 50-gram linear switch. Also, it would have been awesome if they included different variants of key switches like the Gateron Browns or Gateron Blue. But I think I can let that one pass because they are still testing out the waters here by releasing their first mechanical keyboard. Also, when you set up the lighting to a single color and you press the caps lock key as well as the Windows and scroll lock key, they output different colors which bother my OCD so much. Okay, now that that's over with, let's proceed with the good part. Gateron blacks, awesome switch. If you're coming from a membrane keyboard, then this is a huge improvement. When I got this keyboard and used it for about an hour, I switched to my old membrane and I said, why haven't I owned a mechanical keyboard sooner? The difference is night and day. This comes around 2,200 pesos, so basically the competition here is the Kisan Magic Force 68 key for 2,850 pesos and the Aegis AK33 which comes around 2,300 at Lazada. And both of these mentioned keyboards offer only single backlighting. The biggest feature that distinguishes this from the budget mechanical keyboard market is the RGB lighting and the Gateron blacks. And lastly, the keycaps are double shot, which means these are very durable and the fonts will almost never fade. This is quite impressive in my opinion because double shot keycaps are rarely included in a keyboard bundle. You would often find this by buying separate keycap orders. All of that being said, I will give this keyboard the first ever Dylan's Thumbs Up award. Cheap, but you get more than what you pay for. Okay, so basically there are 10 lighting effects for this keyboard. For the first one, you have a steady single color, which you can change the color by pressing function plus the del key. The other one is a single color pulse, which basically breeds a single color again. You can change the colors by pressing function plus del. All the colors of the effects on this keyboard are changeable. Take note that by pressing the function plus del button, it will always be a command to change the current colors on your keyboard. For the third effect, you have a programmable lighting effect. This is quite complicated, so hold on tight. Basically, when you press function plus M1, M2, and so on, this will load a program preset. All 5 are pre-programmed, but my M1 might look different than yours because I already programmed this. If you want to program this, you need to enter a macro, which is accessed by pressing the buttons I said earlier. Function plus macro 1, and so on. You need to press function plus home, the button located at the right hand corner that has a word Rakk on it. Once you press that, everything will turn off except for the caps lock key and the scroll lock key. So once you have that, you can program every single button you have. Let's say I want to set a color profile where numbers 1 to 6 are all color blue. What I should do is press numbers 1 until I get the color blue. Same goes for every other buttons. Once you are done with all that, all you have to do is hold the function plus record key to stop recording. Hold function key again and press the scroll lock key and the caps lock key to turn the lights off. Then continue holding the function and press a desired macro slot. Once you do that, it will automatically be saved but won't have any notifications to tell you it is. To confirm, you need to transition to another effect then access the macro. The annoying thing about this is that you can't edit a saved macro. So for instance, a scenario like this will happen. Then if you want to edit it, you would need to start from scratch all over again. The fourth one is basically the same as the first one but this time with different colors. Next is a singular reactive effect where each button lights up as each key registers. A single color wave which again you can change the colors by pressing function plus del. Then you have a domino effect. This one is a ripple effect where it sends out a ripple of light as you press a single key. This one is another reactive which I am having a hard time explaining, so just watch. And lastly, the 6 color wave effect which looks really cool. The only thing I notice is when the wave is played back from left to right, it stutters a few milliseconds. But when I change the direction, it is surprisingly smooth. I'm not going to use this while gaming as this is distractive, but it would have been nice for it to be perfect. Anyway, this still looks cool and personally, I don't consider it as a deal breaker. You can change the direction of the wave by pressing function plus del, but unfortunately, this is only a horizontal wave. Lastly, you could adjust the brightness with 5 levels, using the function plus up and down arrow keys and turn the whole lighting off by pressing the function plus print screen key. So as always, that's it for this video. Leave a thumbs up down below if you liked it and comment down below if you're planning to buy this keyboard or if you have already bought this keyboard, what are your thoughts about it? Just let's comment down below, let's interact down below. What am I saying? But yes, comment down below and give me your thoughts about this keyboard. Do you like this keyboard? Have you already bought this keyboard? Do you think it's worth to pay this amount of money for this kinds of feature? Just comment down below and I'll try to entertain each and every one of you. So yes, don't forget to hit subscribe and as always, this is Dylan signing out.